Hey everybody, special truffle today, one that was new to me until last week. This is Leucangium carthusianum, the Oregon black truffle. There's a few really important things to go over about this truffle if you are considering buying some or if you're curious about them and you want to taste them before you go spend a bunch of money. Please watch this because I'm going to break down everything you need to know. First, these are indigenous truffles that are native to North America, and they are the cheapest truffle that I've tasted. So let's see. They're about $20 per ounce, so about $350 a pound. Compare that to, a white truffle, which is going to be like $150 to $175 an ounce. That's literally roughly eight times the price. It does follow from there. I would say that these are 8 times less good as an apple white truffle, but all things considered here, they're all truffles. Truffles are all awesome in their own little unique way. Big thanks to my friend Alana over at Truffle Dog Company for sending these over. I've been pestering her for a while to get me some nice specimens. Other things that you need to know. These lose their aroma faster than other truffles, and you probably have like 3, 4, maybe 5 days to use them after you get them. And they lose their aroma faster than other truffles, so that's something to consider. Another thing to consider is their kind of natural water content. When I got these, I assumed hey, they had to be super fresh, they had to ship them really fast, and they were wet. And that is just part of the character of these, but I'm squishing one right now, and you can squish it. It's like soft. It is not firm like a rock, like other truffles. You're still going to cut it into, thin slices or other shapes and eat them just like another truffle raw. You wouldn't want to cook them, but they are so wet that I can almost squish water out of them when I squeeze them. That also means that you have to change the paper towels every single day because they're going to be saturated by the end of the day because these things are giving off a lot of water. Because of that increased water weight, they are also more watery tasting, which means the flavor is not as strong. It is definitely not as strong. As far as the flavor in general, one of the first things that I noticed is that when they came, they were in this vacuum sealed bag, and I opened the bag up, and the first thing I smelled was like ammonia. It was like a chemically aroma, and I smelled the same thing, but even more potent with Oregon white truffles. After a day or two, they're going to kind of breathe. They're like a wine. They need to breathe, and then the aroma, their kind of true aroma, is going to reveal itself after a day or two. And I kept a journal every day of the aromas and kind of how they changed. It was really a good learning experience. What I smelled, the first thing I smell now, after that kind of chemically aroma has, it's gone and they've breathed, it's like a floral, fruity quality. It is really unique. It is not my favorite of all the truffles that I've had. I will tell you that right away. I'll eat a nice thick slice here. So also because these are cheaper and because they are, have more water weight, you're going to need to add double the amount to a dish to get the same effect. Whoa. So even compared to yesterday, the floral taste is way more pronounced. It's kind of this there might be a little bit of thymol taste, like thyme essential oil, but now I really get this strong floral quality. And it is the aroma is borderline fruity, borderline sweet fruity. It's strange. It will not be for everyone. They're very, very different. And as I'm eating it, that aroma is kind of changing a little bit. There's a hint of truffle, but it's more of a mushroomy truffle mushroom aroma that I would expect with a summer truffle. It is not like that classic truffle aroma that you're going to get with a white truffle or with a Perigord black truffle. So just a few things to take into consideration if you want to buy these. They are cheaper, but you're also going to have to use twice as many to get the same kind of the same effect when you're using them on a dish. And then just a little general cooking here. So again, thanks to Alana. She gave me some great kind of starting points here. The black truffle pesto is one thing that she suggested. I used like a solid 2 ounces to make this, and I stored them in oil to make a small batch for a couple days before to really concentrate that flavor, because you're trying to really capture the aroma into lipids here, then just buzz it up like you would regular pesto. And we're not going to cook it, so I just toss the hot pasta with the pesto. I may put it over a bowl of simmering water if I want to, if I'm afraid that it's going to get cool like it would with a small batch here, and then just twirl those noodles into the bowl per usual. The bowl should be warmed, little dollop of fresh pesto on top, and of course, a few slices of fresh truffle, and that was a very fun dish. I had not made truffle pesto before. Then smoked fish is really good with smoked fish. Another suggestion from Alana, there's truffle butter with a slice of lox or smoked salmon. And then I had fun dicing these too because they're so kind of juicy. I diced a bunch into big fat chunks, and then I put them onto a bowl of mashed potatoes with some truffle butter and chives. And that was one of my favorite things. One of the coolest things was, again, with fish. So just putting some on a raw oyster. Once again, props to Alana on that. Just fantastic. What a novel way to have them with a little bit of the truffle oil. And of course, like you saw in the beginning, this might be my favorite. Big fat slices shaved on top of cheesy potato pierogi. So good. Recipes and more information on my website. There's a link at the top of the video description for that. Thanks for watching.